Now, how about them damn Celtics?
All right, we are back with another How About Them Celtics video. I'm recording today, Sunday, November 2nd. No Jack today. Jack has earned himself a day off after traveling around with the team all week long. But I'm here to talk about just a little week update on the Celtics. Celtics 3-1 this week after an 0-3 start to the season. Absolute reality check against the Rockets on Saturday night after beating Philly on Friday. And people have mixed reactions to this. On one hand, you could be like, Celtics, what is it? 5 games, 7 nights there. A lot of games throughout the week. 3rd and 4 nights, just a busy schedule for these guys. It all culminates at home. Playing Houston, great team, a lot of length, one of the best Western Conference teams. Literally started the season with a record-setting lineup because it was the tallest lineup in NBA history against the Celtics team that hasn't been great at rebounding. Celtics lose by 27. Nobody surrounding the team felt like this was a gut-wrenching loss. I think a lot of people actually felt like it was a scheduled loss. After the game, we had Joe Mazzulla in the press room, and he said to us, obviously it wasn't our night. Houston played well, good team, well coached. They were prepared, and it just wasn't our night tonight. That happens over the course of the season, so it'll be more important about how we respond on Monday to shoot around and into the game Monday night. So as you're hearing this, tonight's game against the Utah Jazz, absolute juggernaut of a team, surprisingly off to a pretty good start, actually. I think they are, I can tell you right now, 2-3. So a game worse than the Celtics. Haven't played as many games, but one game below 500 nonetheless. I think a lot of people would have predicted them to be 0-5. Not exactly the kind of game that you circle on your calendar, but it does have a real opportunity to show people a lot about this Celtics team. It's like, what's the character like? How do you respond to getting your doors blown off by 27 at home on a Saturday night with a full arena? That's kind of where we learn, and we're still trying to learn about this team, right? Like, this team changed a lot over the summer. 4 faces out, bunch of new faces in, important players left, by the way. Those were the 4 faces. And it feels like there's some growing pains. There's been some really great games. Obviously, winning 3 in a row, beating Philly in the NBA Cup was huge. But they're still not really hitting their stride yet. Like, there's still a lot wrong with the Celtics team. The Celtics team right now, they are 12th in the NBA net rating. They were in the top 7 earlier this week before they had the Rockets just absolutely distort that. They are now only a net rating of 1 rather than a net rating of 7. And it's going to happen. Like, a lot of people projected this team to be mediocre or mid. And so far they've been that. And they've had really good stretches, but they've had really bad stretches. They've been one of the worst defensive rebounding teams in the NBA. Right now, today, before the Jazz game, 64% defensive rebounding percentage. That is 3rd worst in the NBA. They've kind of patched the problem. They did a better job against the Rockets. They got out-rebounded by a lot, but it was like Houston was making a ton of shots. Celtics weren't making a lot of shots, so the rebound battle was a little bit distorted there. In the games that they won, all 3 of them, they out-rebounded their opponents. So there's definitely been progress made here, but they started so poorly that it still hasn't quite shown up on the overall leaderboard, the overall season tracking, all of that stuff. And then as a team, both assist percentage, which they are dead last in at 54.2%, and effective field goal percentage, which they are 25th ranked with 51.7 effective field goal percentage, which combines, or I'm sorry, let's do true shooting because that one is more of a easy explainer. They are 28th in true shooting, so they are worse at 54.6%, which is essentially like if you equate for 1 point or like 3-pointers, you get 1.5% per make, regular field goals 1%. They are one of the worst in the league. Their offense has not come around, their defense has not come around, and yet here they are, like, competing in a lot of their games. They've only gotten absolutely dumpster fire, boat race, beaten down, whatever you want to call the Houston game. Once, you could kind of count the Knicks game as that, but they did show some flashes in that game where you're like, oh man, they might like make a pushback. There's still like just so many things that they can get better at, and maybe they won't. That's something Jack and I have discussed a lot. I know people in the chat really like to harp on that and be like, this team might not be good. They might need to tank, and they might need to tank. We don't know yet. It's 7 games in. Ultimately, in 5 years, if you look back on the season and they tank, you're going to be like, oh, that'll be great. Like, they got something from it. Whereas they continue to compete, which it feels like is the plan. It doesn't feel like this team has tank in them. They have so many guys that are massive competitors. The coach is a psychotic competitor. They're not just going to go out there and roll over on purpose. But for them to commit to tanking so early in this season would be so wrong. And again, it is understandable why fans would want that. You're obviously going to get a good young player. There's benefits to that. It helps your salary cap situation where you just had to blow up your team because you're above the second apron. If you draft somebody, let's say it's a top 3 pick, not guaranteed to be that if they do tank, but that would be the goal of tanking. You're paying somebody roughly $11-12 million a season for 4 seasons. That is a pretty good deal if they pan out to be top level talent from this draft, which, by the way, is being projected as one of the deeper drafts we've seen. Obviously, last year's draft was very deep too. A lot of talented players in that draft, but I just don't know how to feel. And, Joe's sentiment on the Monday game against Utah, it may tell us a lot about the character of this team, their ambitions, what we can expect for them when the times get tough. Like, I think going 0-3 to start the season sucked. It was a reality check for a lot of us, especially people who came into the season being like, oh, this team's going to surprise a lot of people. Jack has been somebody who said they should win 45 games, and he still kind of is holding on to that take. And then there are others that are just like, this team has no front court depth. They're going to get killed on the glass, and those people have been proven right a lot so far, though somebody like Josh Minot has come in and been really impressive and impactful in that sense of the game. It's just one of those things where if it's going to be a glaring weakness and you can run into an absolute matchup nightmare like the Houston Rockets where they are just going to dominate you on the glass, it was evident from the opening tip that it was not going to go Boston's way. And, you could chalk that up to being a scheduled loss, but it is a real matchup problem. They have a ton of size and Boston doesn't. And when you run into teams like that, or they're just teams that are built into your clear-cut weakness, it makes it hard to be super optimistic. I've even joked on the show, joked in the First to the Floor Discord, like, I'd love to see the Celtics win the NBA Cup, and I would. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But even though that is like a poor man's competition, like we've seen mediocre teams win it with the Lakers winning it in the first year in Milwaukee last year, it feels like if the Celtics run into a team that's like remotely good, they're just going to be outclassed. And I think Saturday was a reminder of that. I don't think it's time to panic by any means. Like that's what the thumbnail says is don't panic. But I think just we all kind of need to grasp reality. Nobody needs to get too high on the highs, low on the lows. It feels like this season is going to be a lot of ups and downs, and that's what the first 7 games have been. With that being said, the reason why it's not time to panic is there are guys on this team who are proven that haven't shown up yet. Derek White and Peyton Pritchard are shooting like 15%, 20% respectively on catch and shoot threes, which is one of the strengths of their game. It's been one of the strengths of their game over the last several seasons since they've been key rotation pieces on Celtics teams that have won significant games, made significant playoff runs, even won a championship. Now, all of a sudden, they can't make threes. Once those threes start falling, things will change. The assist rate, the effective field goal percentage are going to go up. Those guys are combining to take roughly 12 catch and shoot threes a game. That's a lot of shots that you're taking that are just not going in that would normally go in. And hopefully that makes it easier on Jaylen Brown, who, aside from the Houston game, has really handled the pressure of being the true number one on this team really, really well. So let us know your thoughts. Jack and I are back for pregame tonight before Celtics versus Jazz. Have a really awesome guest for that one. You don't want to miss it. Until then, subscribe to the channel, leave a like. We are here every single day with new content. Full pods drop Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Game recaps in the morning after each game. Other videos like this one are here in between to keep you up to date with all things Celtics. You can find the two of us, again, streaming pregame live, half hour before every single game. It's been a lot of fun this year. We're on Spotify and Apple too. All pods and recaps are there. So if you just want those, follow. They'll go right to your feed. Leave a 5-star review. We'd appreciate that very, very much. You can email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com, or read them every single time we do the show, hbtcpod@gmail.com. Our socials are How About Them C's for Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook's name of the podcast. All streams are there. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter. Jack's Twitter, Jack's Money NBA. Mine's at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us today. Bye.
Taco, come on.
Taco's having some fun here.
That is bogus. These guys are ridiculous.